stand where you're at, can't go back to where you're from. I think it's time that you head out west, gonna take you out to Oregon. It don't matter where you've been, they no matter what you're running from. Whole lot of people just like you gonna make the way to Oregon.
Good evening and welcome to Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record. I am Rob Wessels and we are here with Atomic 45. I'm sure you've heard the new theme. That is the intro to Season 3. We've made it to Season 3. That's Season Trace for our Spanish-speaking friends out there. Metz, Ryan, and Collins did that song. It's an original called Oregon. And coming up March 7th at 7 p.m. is our next first look, and that's where we introduce you guys. So Atomic 45, we've got Jeremiah and Brooke here.
Yep.
Tell us how it all came together.
It's been a crazy ride.
Start with Ravings.
Ravings is in a band called Ravings and Madman, doing a lot of cool stuff, touring around, playing tunes. Was playing a show, and this beautiful young lady saw us out there shaking our stuff, being all cool, and was like, you know, I'd look better as a bass player than that guy you got up there.
That's how it went down.
That's how it really went down. She was like,
Yeah, I actually eyed the band out at that point.
Nice.
I was thinking, I saw him play a year before I joined the band, and I was thinking, I only played a little guitar at that point, so I wasn't even to the level of being in the band, but I thought to myself, that's the kind of band I would want to be in. Really kind of heavy, aggressive, melodic, some pretty elements all rolled into one, and a year later I ended up joining the band.
So Jeremiah is one of the pretty elements you're talking
yeah,
about.
look at this face.
Absolutely.
Very cool. So what are you playing for a bass right now? What kind of bass are you playing?
I have two basses. I play a Schecter
Nice.
Stargazer, and I have a Fender P bass.
Oh, wow. That would make our bass player, Vince Adame, very proud.
Really?
He loves
likes
the P bass.
Those P basses are
It's
so
pretty
incredible.
nice.
Nice. And then your drummer, you keep your drummer locked in a box, as a good
Yeah.
drummer should be kept.
Yeah, we got an animal in a box. So basically, the real life drummer, where we went, decided he couldn't play with us anymore. So basically, he just kind of had to take care of some family. So we've tried, looking for a drummer, someone to meet, that we can work with to meet the schedule. Some of the music's pretty complicated, and we found Beat Buddy. And the way the technology is these days, you can actually, they make drums, real audio, real incredible. You can go on to Logic Pro, and you can create your own drums. So it's not like it's like just a simple beat. It's like we actually go through full production of major drums.
Wow.
So it's like it's going to have everything that you can think about, and it's all real audio. Sounds really good. So
Cool.
and it's been a lot of work, and so we've now got 16 songs uploaded in there
Yeah.
for our
Wow.
first two albums.
That's
And
awesome.
it's actually like, because we recorded this music with a real drummer, so it's his drums been transposed over, and we put them together, and then we have new songs that we're working on as well.
Wow, great.
Animal in a box.
So-
we could get one of those wacky inflatable flaming things behind us while we're playing. That'd be fun.
So how many gigs have you guys played so far as a I just say it's a duo now?
As a duo, I'd say we're up to probably 10 as a duo, and together, and for Atomic, I'd say we're probably 40 gigs in.
Wow. So you've got some great stage experience out
1.5
there.
years.
Yeah.
What's been some of your favorite spots to play around town?
Around town, we've actually had some pretty good luck in Gresham playing some. We played like the Spud Monkeys.
Oh yeah. That's a
and then-
good place.
We did a show with my work, like a benefit show, and that's always real fun.
And then Ash Street, I know the Ash Street Saloon. They're now closed.
Yeah, sadly. Sadly they're closed.
We've played like a lot of we showed up done a lot of acoustic stuff because we do a lot of acoustic as well.
Oh, cool.
We're not just in your face, all over, and so we've played a couple little venues doing the acoustic stuff. We're looking at branching out and playing more of the hard rock because what we were doing was we were trying to find a drummer. And so we'd step out and we would do the acoustic sets and like some open mics in the local area.
Yeah.
And then we just now really started, playing around. We've actually done some stuff even in Nevada. We went down and played other areas because it's really easy to put all this in the back of the vehicle and travel.
Oh yeah.
And we
So-
had to try it out.
Sure.
We were used to having a person as a drummer.
Yeah.
So we really had to try out the Beat Buddy and see how it worked and how it presented with
Yeah.
our type of music.
So we've taken it to like Nevada and stuff, and it works well. You're basically playing to a metronome.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all like everywhere, as you guys will see.
That's great. And then as far as audience engagement, what songs have you really connected to the audience so far?
You know, the songs that I feel that we get the most response from are kind of the more punk rock, and they're kind of edgy songs.
Yeah.
They've got that punk rock feel with a little metal, because we're kind of well-rounded. And then we have some kind of like, I want to say like some funk, sky type music, and some real melodic stuff. But usually the upbeat, the more driving beat stuff really gets the people moving, and they love it.
You know, and I think there's kind of a resurgence of punk right now, most definitely.
Yeah.
Just with some of the younger bands that are coming out there, between punk and Viking metal and some of the
Viking metal.
some of the harder rock, some of the edgier stuff that's starting to make a comeback.
Yeah,
So
it is.
you guys are peaking at the right time for sure.
Correct.
Cool.
And then we kind of have all of that influence mixed into a bowl.
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything. And we even do like, we even have the prettier stuff too. You get up there and do that. And people respect that when they see you do like, you know,
I
some
do.
classical finger picking.
What I noticed, the engagement with the audience, is when there's a display of musicianship, especially maybe when you bust out with this crazy guitar solo or something. You see people taken aback a little bit. It's always pretty engaging.
That actually is a good point. I wouldn't, especially how, you know, guitar solos have come back over the last, you know, decade pretty hard. There was a point there where it was
Back in the Disturbed era where there were no guitar solos for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and it was like, it was dead.
Yeah.
Like, they killed guitar. Even like bands like Metallica put out an album, and there was no guitar solos, right?
You're talking about the album that we will not speak of, Saint Anger.
Yeah, but ding. Let me get a pot and pan and make some noise. But no, I remember clear as day reading a magazine where they were like brought Kirk Hammond and talked about his guitar solo on the album, and it was like this like pre-bendy, really like one note. He was like trying to have, you know, he had to write a full, you know, page on how he did that. It was like, kill me now.
So now you guys have some swag that you're going to be retailing at the show.
We do.
So you've got some shirts, and what other swag do you have there? Do you have
We
some stickers?
Yeah, some stickers, some buttons. Working on getting some guitar picks.
Nice.
I can't wait to get the guitar place.
Got a new style of shirt.
Cool.
A new design that we just
Awesome.
picked up recently.
Yep. Albums. Got
Albums.
all of our albums.
Are you putting them on CD or vinyl or?
Right now, of course, we're doing CD, but vinyl, I can't wait to get the 45,
new
Atomic
one.
45 on a 45.
That'd be sweet.
You know what I mean?
That totally makes sense.
And this new album is going to be really something. Me and her have been working on it for the last year and a half. We've taken some time. We come up here, you know, we've been hitting it, you know, music, drummer, all the issues, all the things we've been working out. And we are now going to put out this album that we're both really, really proud of. It shows how we've grown as musicians. And so it will definitely be on a 45.
So are you guys home recording, or do you have a studio you're working out of?
Right now, we have our actual recording studio set up in our house, but when it comes to the mixing and mastering, we'll be looking local to get it done correctly.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Because it just makes sense, because we have, you know, with technology, I mean, we can get the audio and we know what we're looking for, but you got to step away and give it to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Or you end up with a trash can.
Not exactly.
Well, this is no bass. Everybody scoops the bass player out. The guitar player's mixing that day. You get the loud guitars. And
Well, and it's hard to record and stay objective.
right.
Because you hear this sound in your head and you think you're getting it, and sometimes you're really not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that makes it
good
really
point.
tough. So you need that second or third or fourth pair of ears
You
to,
do.
Definitely.
you know,
Refine
sweeten
it.
things up.
Yeah, they have to go in and refine
So-
the music.
So what's your biggest tip that you give to somebody that's starting out to play guitar right now? Because we got a lot of younger people that are watching the show that are just starting their first band, starting their first, you know, steps into musicianship.
That's hard, because I have two avenues I always look at when it comes. One, learn the basics. Always learn the basics. Don't try. Everybody wants to go out and learn how to, you know, shred as fast as they can, but you're missing the whole picture. If you learn the basics up front, you're gonna be a way more well-rounded guitar player.
Sure.
And be picky about your sound. Right away. Sound, I think, learn the basics. That will get you to where you need to be later. Because it sucks. Because I went and learned shredding. And then I had to go back and I had to learn things as simple as like some GNR, just some rock, blues solos to refine me, and it actually tightened me up. And if I would have done that first, I'd be better on the front end. So,
And as far as sound goes, what do you use for sound right now?
well, I'm using a Black Star. I've got an Epiphone Silverburst, which is really cool. It's got souped up pickups in it. And I normally play through a Mesa Boogie Roadster. So I like to make the Mesa sound. I have some M9 effects, pedals, different delays, choruses. Spent a lot of time refining my sound.
Sure. So you guys are going to be playing a song for us in the studio today, correct?
We are.
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you guys going to unleash?
Space Case.
Space Case. We
Space
picked.
Case.
It's a fun song. We wanted to do something fun that has good aspects of bass, guitar, and vocals.
We are on season 3, Atomic 45. DJ Paradox is going to be up next in the interview. Thank you all. Have a great night and be good to each other.
Hey, what's up? I'm DJ Paradox.
And we're Atomic 45.
Hey, come check us out at the Analog March 7th, 7 p.m. for the First Look show. Hey, we're Atomic 45.
What up, Portland?
If I could find my way away to outer space, where I can fall from grace, run the fire and wine, infectious little mind, execution for idea. As I started thinking, my mind started shrinking. I hope I don't fall on my bed. I dig a deeper grave, an unenlightened slave. Forsaking is my name. You can't catch me, I'm out of control. Run around man trying to save the world. Feeling my arms won't stop until I'm dead. Can't catch me, I'm out of control. Run around man trying to save the world. Feeling my arms won't stop until I'm I my lies away. I got the Joker face. We are the devil, man. Blood and fire and wine. Infectious little mind. Let's go for our dreams. Rose, love, nail. Can I stand by killing everything we love? I set my demons free. Each time we're killing free. Enjoy your kinky inside. Woman, you can't catch me, I'm out of control. Running around man trying to save the world. I'm playing my arms, won't stop until I'm dead. Can't catch me, I'm out of control. Running around man trying to save the world. Playing my arms, won't stop until I'm found a needle in the hair. It reeks of the bottom air. Let's see all American horror story. You can't catch me, I'm out of control. Run around man trying to save the world. I'm letting my arms won't stop until I'm dead. You can't catch me, I'm out of control. Run around man trying to save the world. Letting my arms won't stop until I'm dead. Yeah.
All right, so Portland Metro Records, we are back. Just a reminder, First Look is Wednesday, March 7th, 7 p.m. We've got a mighty fine group of sponsors behind us right now. 5 Star Guitars. Swag Magazine, Alma Recording Studio, Vortex Magazine now, and also Roswell Audio. So some really cool sponsors stepping up to support the local music scene. And a big chunk of that Portland music scene goes to DJ Paradox, who we have in studio today. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Glad to be here.
Tell me about what's going on. What's new? You just finished a big New Year's gig with DJ Oh So Fresh.
Yep. That's an annual event we do. It's the Champagne Ball. It's at the Hilton Executive Towers.
Nice.
It's this one was the 27th annual, so it's a pretty awesome event. I think they have about 3,000 attendees.
Holy smokes.
We've got I think 3 or 4 different rooms and 3 DJs and a huge cover band. So it's a big party.
That's funny. So now, I heard his story about how he almost got locked out. Did you have any of that happen where you got on an elevator and couldn't get off?
No.
In?
I like to show up real early. I like to show up before all the chaos. I get set up and then I get to go chill in my room and kind of take it easy.
Right on.
But once people start flooding in there, I mean, even security, they shut down the elevators and all kinds of stuff. So it's kind of crazy with that amount of attendees.
Gets a little nuts, I bet. So how did you get into DJ work? Because this is your sole job. This is how you make your living. Where did it all come about?
Yeah, it's a good question. In the year 2000, actually, I bought my first pair of turntables. Years leading up to that, I was heavy into the house music scene and the hip hop scene before that, and so DJing was kind of something that just naturally came with the passion of the music scene, and I joined the Marine Corps shortly after that, and I was sent to Iraq in 2003, and when I was over there, I just kind of realized that maybe I couldn't make it home, maybe I wouldn't make it home, I decided that when I did get home that I would just pursue whatever it is that I really wanted to do, and so I came home and bought some speakers to go along with the turntables, and landed a job at a nightclub shortly after that, and then I did the nightclubs for about 3 years, and I got sent back to Iraq, and I was in a position at that time where I was able to actually have the turntables sent to me in country. And so I had a little music studio with my turntables and my mixer in the Al-Anbar province out there, and was able to really kind of hone my mixing skills for about a year, and came back, and in 2006 I started my mobile DJ company, Paradox Productions. In 2006, 2007 I started to merge out of the nightclub industry into private events, corporate events, weddings, things like that, and since then it's really kind of taken over my life, and now I do pretty much all private events. I do a few guest appearances and a few public events each year, but it's really kind of just had a life of its own.
That's great. That's a fantastic story, and thank you for your service.
Yeah,
That's
you're very
amazing.
Welcome. My pleasure.
So, do any of your old mates? Have they been to your shows? Do they know what you're doing out here in Oregon?
Yeah. Actually, of course, I caught a lot of gaff for it when I was, out in country.
Sure.
But since then, they've kind of seen me back it up with a career.
Nice.
And as a matter of fact, they call me to DJ their Marine Corps ball sometimes, and one of my gunnery sergeants is actually the catering manager down at the World Trade Center, so I get to see him a couple times a year when I DJ there.
That's cool.
So it is really cool. It's been kind of tied into the community, and I still get to interact with those people on an irregular basis, but probably more than I would if I wasn't doing what I'm doing.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty awesome. So the Champagne Ball is a big deal for you. You also do weddings.
Yep, I do weddings.
Any memorable moments at the weddings that you've done?
Oh gosh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I do probably anywhere from about 50 to 70 weddings annually. So it's a lot to remember. I know that doing weddings has really changed my approach to DJing and putting on events. It's shifted from throwing a party to creating experiences that turn into memories for a lifetime for people.
Sure.
So that extends to all my shows now. The Champagne Ball and whatnot. I put a lot of time and energy into planning my sets out. It's still all on the fly. I don't have a planned set, but I put together music crates and I spend hours doing that before each show, which really turns into the ability to bend and flex as the show determines and as the audience determines. So it's interesting how it's influenced all the other events that I do.
So when you're DJing, are you DJing off of vinyl or off of laptop? Or
You know, that's a good question.
put it all together?
I started as a vinyl DJ. I wish I could sit here and say that I still lug around my turntables and my my
a lot of
vinyl
work.
records, but not only is it a lot of work and a lot of space that it takes up, but the volume that I'm doing as a career DJ now is so much so that, you know, with the technology being the way it is, there's a lot of ways that we can execute our job in a much more efficient manner, which turns into a better product or service for the customer. So I still love turntables. I still love vinyl records. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Right? And mad respect for people like DJ Wicked who are still, you know, strictly vinyl. But I have taken advantage of the technology, but I haven't lost any of my skill set either, right? So it's taking what I learned DJing with turntables and having to listen to the music as opposed to watch waveforms and things like that. And I've been able to incorporate that with the new technology, and it's, you know, it's turning into even better shows than where I was able to throw when I was just mixing records.
Yeah. So who are some of your fallback tracks that you use? What are some of your favorite tracks that you like to mix off
Well,
of?
you know, being that I've been doing weddings for 11 years now, I hesitate to answer questions like that because I don't want to be labeled, or I don't want
I
to,
hear
you
ya.
know. But you know, when I heard Usher, yeah, for the first time on the radio in mid 2000s, I was just like, oh my gosh, this track's a banger, you know. And I just spoke to a groom last night that said he better not hear that at his wedding because he's going to feel like he's back in high school. So you know, I understand and can appreciate that everybody's got, you know, that music holds so much meaning and so much emotion for people that not all tracks are the same. But I mean, of course, Michael Jackson, Thriller's probably the #1 album that I still play, you know, on a semi-regular basis. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, you know. You know, so a lot of you know, classic pop party records.
Sure.
You know, and so that's my customer base. You know, I DJ to give people the experience that they're looking for, as opposed to put on a performance. Every now and then, you know, such as the show that we've got coming up here on March 7th at the Analog. That's a unique opportunity because I'll actually be able to do something a little more diverse than just play pop records. So I like people like DJ Shadow. DJ Kubert is he's a scratch DJ, and I wouldn't consider myself a scratch DJ, but that's somebody who I like. I like a lot of underground hip hop, Jurassic 5, Talib Kweli. I still like my house music. I like deep house a lot. And now I'm able to I do like in-store events, you know, promotions and things like that, and I like to mix the deep house records that are like kind of like pop remixes. So I still get to put some of my flavor in there without, you know, without totally.
You haven't lost your identity.
Yeah, exactly. I try not to.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
But I try not to put my identity in front of what I think is best for my clients.
Yeah, definitely. So you've had the chance to play champagne ball, weddings. What's the strangest client that you've had to play for, the strangest party setting you've had to play in?
You know, I've done some really unique type venues, like out on the coast, like these, you know, just something that feels like it's out of a movie.
Yeah.
I've done a couple events with Poison Waters now, who is one of probably Portland's most predominant drag queen, and she'll host while I DJ, and that's really fun.
Oh wow.
I DJ for a charity ball for Levy every year, and that's a pretty fun show to play because I get to play more of a club type set, and she's been hosting that, and so that she always puts a unique spin on it.
In your time here, you've gotten to know a lot of the local Portland DJs, and what's some of the advice that you have for the young up-and-comers, the ones that are just starting out right now?
You know, it's really easy to rely on technology because it seems that technology can really do anything for us. But the more we lean on and rely on technology, the less actual skill that we end up retaining. So you know, things like sync buttons on DJ controllers and whatnot. There can be a time and a place for that. I personally, it's not something that I really gravitate toward. but I also am not ignorant to the point that I can understand that there's times where that may come into play. But if you know, if equipment breaks, if things go down, you got to know still how to you know, make the show go on, so to speak.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I would say, you know, focusing on a really strong music database, which these days shouldn't be too difficult to acquire. And if you really want to stand out as a DJ, learn to talk on the microphone.
Yeah.
You know, I would say the majority of the DJ community that I'm familiar with shies away from the microphone, and I have I'm really well connected in both the mobile industry as well as the nightclub industry, and even in the mobile industry, DJs tend to shy away from the microphone. So if you can get comfortable on a microphone in front of 200 people, you're going to bring a skill set to the table that a lot of the majority of the rest of the service providers aren't bringing to the table.
Sure.
So that's something that I would definitely work on.
Nice, nice. Well, I'm really excited. This is going to be a fun show coming up. Really glad you could make it out this evening and take a little time out of your schedule.
My pleasure.
And it's going to be really neat because we've got the music community coming together in a new venue, new spot, and it'll be our second show at the Analog. So really excited for you to be a part of it. And
I'm
thank you very
excited
much
to
for
be
coming
there.
out.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
I'm Rob Wessels. This is DJ Paradox, and this is Portland Metro Records presents Off the Record. Have a great night and be good to each other. All right, Portland Metro Records presents First Look, and the winner is... It's not me.